going to be talking about how to get over your social anxiety. And I feel like this video is going to be very instructional, so if you could stay until the end and listen to it. The first thing I want to say is that when you think of social anxiety, right, the problem isn't the feeling itself, because feelings really don't matter. Feelings don't control our lives. The problem with social anxiety is that you get that feeling, then the thoughts and actions afterwards limit you from what you really want to do. So I'm going to give you an example. Say I go into a coffee shop and I want to start a conversation with someone, right? And I start to walk up to them. The feeling of nervousness isn't really the problem, because I can feel nervous and still go up and talk to them. The problem is that I feel nervous, and then my mind starts saying, okay, I'm feeling nervous, let's just leave, right? I don't want to do this. Let's just not. And that's not a very good way to live. So I'll be teaching you how to get over that. And the thing is, the feeling you can't really stop, because that's always going to be there, but I'm going to teach you how to limit it so that you can still think rationally and try to push past it. So let's go. Now, we have three systems in our mind. We have the human system, that's one. We have the chimp system, which is two. And then we have the computer system. And pretty much what these do is that the first one is the human system, right? The human system is the part of your brain that thinks logically. And it thinks slowly, but it does come out with logical reasoning, let's say. So when you're playing chess, you have a lot of time, you're thinking about your moves, you're using your human mind, because you have to think logically to win the game. The second system is your chimp system, which this still does think, although it thinks emotionally, it thinks in the short term, and it doesn't think logically. So think about it like this: when your friend yells at you, let's say, and you react by yelling at them back because you're angry, that's your chimp system working, because you're not thinking logically. If you're thinking logically, you know that it makes no difference if you yell or if you say it normally. But you yell because you're using your chimp system, and your chimp system is thinking emotionally. Now, your chimp system also listens to your computer system, which is the third system. And your computer system is basically just habit and beliefs, right? It's the part of your mind that doesn't really think as much as it just executes your muscle memory, right? So let's say you're walking up the stairs. You don't think about every single stair and how you have to step to get over that stair. You just walk up the stairs, right? So that's muscle memory, and you don't really have to think about that. Therefore, you're using your computer system, right? And these three are important to know, because when you have social anxiety and you have that feeling of nervousness, what's happening is that your chimp system is working pretty much against you, right? And your chimp system is saying, well, this emotion that I'm feeling I don't really like, so let's just run away from it. Let's just get away from the social situation, right? So that's important to know. But so the problem becomes, how do you drown out this chimp system, right? How do you get it so that this chimp system doesn't impact you so much? And we're going to go over that in the next part. So let's go. So there's something important I said earlier on in this video, which is that your chimp system listens to your computer system. And your computer system is muscle memory and beliefs. Beliefs are the most important thing about this, because muscle memory, you don't really have any muscle memory when it comes to social contexts. So we can't really rely on muscle memory. Although, because your chimp system listens to your computer system and therefore your beliefs, if you change your beliefs, then your chimp system will have to listen. So let's say you believe that you are an anxious person and that any social situation makes you nervous. Well, now your chimp system is going to say, well, my computer mind is telling me that this situation should make me nervous, so I'm going to make the body nervous, right? Versus if you believe that you are not anxious and that you're very confident and you don't experience social anxiety, then your chimp system is going to say, well, my computer mind is telling me that we're confident, we don't experience nervousness in social situations, therefore I'm not going to bring up this emotion of nervousness because it isn't normal, right? So if you just believe in yourself that you don't really have social anxiety and you're more confident, then you will therefore become more confident. But the problem with this, again, is that how do we make it so that we believe that we're confident? Because, obviously you don't yet. So how we make it so that we believe we're confident is by evidence. So a lot of people will say that if you just go in the mirror and you say to yourself that you're confident, you're going to be confident. I don't believe in that. What I believe is that um, beliefs are imprinted into your mind over time, and that for a belief to be in your mind, you have to have evidence of it. So, for you to believe that you don't have social anxiety, you need evidence that you do not have social anxiety. How you get that is, let's just say you walk up to a random person and start a conversation. Well, a socially anxious person doesn't do that, right? So now you can say to yourself, well, I just went up to start a conversation with a random person. A socially anxious person wouldn't do that, right? So now you believe that you're not socially anxious. Again, it takes a lot longer than that. But that's the basic framework, right? If you just prove to yourself that you're not socially anxious, then you're going to be less socially anxious. How you actually get over that hump of the first few times, because as you get on, it's going to be, the nervous feeling isn't going to be as strong. How you get over those first few times, I have to make a commitment, right? So you write down on a piece of paper, I am going to start a conversation with a stranger today, let's say, or one of your family members, or get in a social context. And now, when you don't want to do it, when you're trying to go up to that person and you feel nervous, there's kind of friction in your mind that said, well, I already committed to starting up a conversation, right? I already wrote down on a piece of paper that I'm going to put myself in a social context. Therefore, I can't just walk away from this. I would be lying to myself. And your brain really doesn't like lying to yourself, right? So that's how you get over social anxiety. I'll see you in the next video.